Hello, this is Denise. Come have a sit down with me for a moment. I have some things that I want to share with you. Today is basically about people with disabilities and what people with disabilities suffer that a lot of people don't know about. Sometimes people with disabilities, I don't care how many times they try to have a voice, people neglect to allow them to have a voice. So many things can happen and people think that it's the fault of the persons that it happens to, and it's not the fault of the persons that it happened to. It is the rigid way that society treats people with disabilities. It's easy a lot of times when people have disabilities and can't take care of themselves, can't speak for themselves, can't go out and do certain things because of their disability is more major than minor. And they are put in positions where they are subject to the human people around them, to humanity. And they don't know at what point or another that they're going to be taken advantage of. But a lot of them do. They get taken advantage of. A lot of times when you're going for help, whether it be the police or whether it be the fire department or what, whatever route you go to get help, a lot of times people already, because you have a disability, assume that it's mental and you can't be possibly talking or telling them the right thing. There are people who you utilize causing stress for you, causing you to be under a lot of pressure, causing things to happen, to be able to hold their culture of not allowing you to communicate for help. Take, for instance, I went to the police department one time and told them that I believed that people was coming in my apartment and attacking me in my sleep. And my one arm was purple from the shoulder down. The other arm was red and it had scratches all over it. And I told them about the pain and suffering, about the thing that will happen when I wake up in the morning. Nobody wrote anything down. Nobody sat up and tried to figure out what was going on. Nothing. What they did was told me, okay, can you tell us who did it? I said, I don't know who's doing it. I just know. And I tried to explain to them about the thing that happens every day before this happens, this deep sleep falls. Then I explained what had happened. And what it is because some things sound so strange, they think it couldn't possibly be true. But it could possibly be true. Have you ever thought that maybe sometimes people do the stuff so strange because they won't nobody believe it? So then leaving those people out in the midst of the destruction that people have prepared for them. Have you ever considered that? So you go to a police station or you go to people and you tell them over and over again what's happening to you, but nobody is listening. Then you try to call, like me, for instance. I have a Section 8. And I go to Section 8 to tell the Section 8 people that I'm trying to find out about moving from a place where I feel abused. And find out that the people that I've been communicating with at first don't exist. They don't even work for the Section 8 company. Not only that, but the people in the beginning was trying to make me lose my Section 8. Or so they would have said I lost my Section 8 when somebody else would have been using it. Another thing is that every time I try to get through to the company to talk to somebody who's supposed to be over me, either I was given lies of people who don't work for them, or I was not allowed to get to somebody that could help me. Even at the office, I was denied the right to talk to somebody that could help me with what was going on. And I believe that that's because this stuff is inside and not just outside of the company. Another thing is I have had 3 months now where my rent has not been paid. I still can't get through to anybody I could talk to. And then they tell you, oh, you can't come in unless you have an appointment. But you can't even make an appointment. Even the people that's supposed to call you back, if you do an email, they don't call you back. And when you get on the phone to ask for them to call you back, they don't call you back. And it is because I believe that the stuff was sold right out from under me to somebody else. Then I get told at the place that I am living, your rent is not being paid. How can my rent not be paid? I didn't receive a letter. I didn't receive anything saying that anything changed. All I know is that I wanted to move. I've been here 3 years and I've been wanting to move. Now, then I find out that the Chicago Heights office is looking for me to come down there because For some reason, they think I was living in Chicago Heights. I've never lived in Chicago Heights a day in my life. So somebody was using my Section 8 in Chicago Heights. I went to Chicago Heights, though, to a shelter a couple of times, and they told me that the government had allotted me the ability to move into an apartment. That was through PADS. I am saying the name PADS. And so I go to PADS and I tell them, okay, y'all said I could have an apartment. Oh no, we're sorry. There was a change of plans. There was a change of mind. Something went wrong. You won't be able to do it now. I don't know what that was about. Not only that, but I got Section 8 in Indiana, and PADS withheld the information from me. My mail. I was coming up there often for my mail. They kept telling me I didn't have none. Then when my Section 8 thing was over, then they gave me my mail. The time from there up until now, right before that in 2025, I believe it was, 2005, not 25. 2005, I went to apply for housing, and I got the housing, and it was Thornton Apartments in Chicago Heights. I was supposed to move into Thornton Apartments. When I went to Thornton Apartments to move into them, they told me that I was no longer qualified to move in there. I didn't understand why. I had low income. I had 2 children, this, that, and the other. They said, oh, sorry, your name was pulled. It was Hispanic people that was telling me this. And I told them, I'm like, I don't understand. I said, I was qualified. Y'all just told me all I had to do was move in. I said, so what happened between then and now? Oh, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. You don't qualify. So somebody was living in those apartments in my name under me. And these are the things that make me attached to Chicago Heights. Nothing having to do with me, but everything having to do with somebody else. Then I called the Chicago Housing Authority not too long ago, maybe. Now, today. So whatever date this come up, this the day I called the Chicago Housing Authority. When I call the Chicago Housing Authority, they tell me they got me at another address. And to contact the other people, and set up an appointment, because evidently something is wrong. Now, there's a problem. I'm not only not getting my rent paid, but I've been abused every kind of way you can be abused here. And nobody's listening to me. I'll give you a list of some of the abuses that I had to go through, because I wrote it down. I did write, this is the second or third time I wrote this list, because the other ones disappeared, so I really could not even give you, and excuse the table, I've been pulling papers out to find information for these people, so that they could help me. Even when I came here, originally, they showed me an apartment that was for people that was in a wheelchair. I'm not in the wheelchair. But let me just read across to you my list of grievances that I have with this place. People through their computer systems have messed with my bank account, have messed with my phone, have messed with things in the mail that was supposed to come to me. Not only have they messed with it, my mail was going somewhere else for the longest time. Like I said, I'm going here on 3 years being here, but my mail was not even coming to me for the most part, and some of my mail was duplicated. Let me find what I'm looking for. I'm just going to put the phone down for a second. I'm visually impaired, so it takes me a little while. But I think that that's one of the discrimination things, that the reason why a lot of these things was done, because people felt like I could not see, so they could get away with it. Okay, I'll tell you, I'm going to start with some of the stuff that happened to me. Number one, I've been gang stalked. And all kind of gang stalking stuff has happened to me, but I'm not going to go into it. If you want to understand gang stalking a little bit, you can go on YouTube and try to find out more about gang stalking. People have been coming in and out of my apartment when they want to. People have been following me around taking pictures. They watch what I buy in the store. And the reason they watch what I buy in the store, because they're coming in my apartment to get it, and they're going to replace it with something else, if they replace it at all. They've taken money from me, $200 out of my mattress, not just the mattress, under the box spring. $200 from under there, my rent before. Other money has been taken out of here. My daughter bought me a brand new microwave. Somebody came and exchanged that for another microwave that was smaller, and then exchanged that for another microwave that was broke. I bought a brand new vacuum cleaner. They came and exchanged my vacuum cleaner for another vacuum cleaner. There was something broke about the stove. Somebody came in here and replaced the stove with a very nice stove. Then they came and took that stove and gave me a cheap stove. My refrigerator. Somebody came and took my refrigerator out of here and put another refrigerator in place of it. And I guess they think I'm just that blind. I ain't going to be able to tell. There's been other things that's been replaced. Even my water filter thing for me to be able to drink my water. I have a tall, like you can take to the park and fill up with water, a big container. It's tall, real tall. And they took that and switched it for a smaller one. Some of the things that they have taken have been food, or either they messed with the food and put stuff in the food that was supposed to make me sick. And the reason, one of the ways you can tell this, because when I put it in the garbage, it stinks so bad. And this is the food that I have been eating. The toothpaste, they have messed with the toothpaste and stolen toothpaste. They have stolen toilet paper, cleaning supplies, my shoes, the television they have switched out for other televisions. They have stolen my documentation, my writings that I do, to try to, Christian writings that I do and writings that I do for little books. They have stolen my light bulbs and replaced it with yellow light bulbs. They have stolen my sheets and my towels. They have stolen my soap, dishwashing liquid, and they pour something else in the dishwashing liquid. And the something else that they pour in the dishwashing liquid almost make your hands, where your fingerprints is, almost like they don't hardly show your fingerprint no more after a while. I don't know what chemical that is, but that's what it does. They stole my art supplies, my socks, washcloths, underwear, clothes. And they have literally tried to, because I made complaints about it, have tried to re-sew something and replace it with the stuff that I already had. Try to sew it kind of identical to the things I already had. But I buy my clothes a certain way. And I like the materials of my clothes to be very soft because I'm a woman and I like my things soft. They've stolen my underwear, even have re-sold underwear. I don't understand that, but that's what they did. It's not the underwear that came from the store. The nice soft panties with certain designs on it. I got stuff they sold on a sewing machine. They've stolen my phones. They've stolen my jewelry. And some jewelry, they just pluck it out. Take the jewels that's in it out. This is jewelry I usually buy from the thrift store, but I didn't know it was worth anything until they start stealing it. They stole mouthwash, dishes. They've hung around outside my windows at night with different type of materials. I'm not gonna say. They have a lot of loud noises going on at night that wake you up out your sleep, and that are before you go to sleep. That's very strange, very bad noises of things happening that I'm not gonna go into. They do a lot of intimidation through their gang stalking stuff. When you go for help, and you go into places to talk to people, they stand by the door or stand behind you signaling people for a result. They've affected public aid office system. Excuse me for that. The public aid office system, I don't want to do this again, sorry. the public aid office system so that I wasn't getting what belonged to me. They've affected my Social Security so that I don't get the full balance of what belongs to me. They have affected my bills that I'm supposed to get, my bank accounts. The things that I was supposed to inherit have been stolen from me. Places that are offering me assistance is going to somebody else. Switching my phone to, you know how people have those little areas where they have a bunch of people in the building and they making phone calls to do, to steal from people, maybe manipulate them into giving them scam calls. Okay, that too. But the way they do it is instead of our phones going through to the places we're calling, it goes to a scam office. And the scam office people actually answer the phone and decide whether or not they want to let your phone call go all the way through to where you're calling. This is really bad, but this is true. And the way that they have done it is through the phone company too. It's not just the phone itself. It's the phone companies. Because they have to have certain codes to do that. Just like the bank, in order for your money to disappear out of some of your accounts, it has to be somebody from the bank doing it if you don't have a card connected to it. I have an account with no card connected to it, and yet my money is being stolen. They tie your phones to other numbers. You know how your phone, you buy a phone and then your phone, you can get another number added to your phone. Sometimes you buy phones and you add it to somebody else's numbers. So the bill would really be $25, but they making money off of you because you thinking you paying a whole phone bill. And really, people you don't even know it's connected to. So they're going in and out of your stuff, able to trace your stuff with computers, able to align your stuff to certain things, and even hijacking your Yahoo and your email accounts. They've done that to me. They come in here and tore up things in my apartment and dirtied up my walls and put blotches and smears and little writings on my wall. Exchanging, I did the exchanging of the stoves in the refrigerator. Trying to make sure I got all of this here. This is not everything. This is just what I decided to write out. I had one list that I did before, but I can't seem to find it. These are just some of the things that I've gone through. I did get LifeLock, and I am trying to contact them. But like I said, a lot of things have been hijacked. So when I try to go through these things to contact these people, I'm contacting people, but not exactly them. When I'm making the phone calls to contact people, I'm contacting people, but not exactly them. I don't know what happened, what these people have done to lock up everything that I'm trying to do. But I do know this much. I'm not happy with it. And if there are any lawyers that help people with disabilities or help people that are seniors that's going through these type of things, there's nothing mentally wrong with me. I was kidnapped and put in an institution for about a week, maybe 8 days, because these people had intended to wipe me out so that they could use my stuff. So if you could contact me, if you could come, and if you could help me, I would appreciate it. Because the routes that I'm taking right here to get help, I'm not getting help. But I need help. Thank you very much. And if you're going to help me, you have to come directly to help me, because people are confiscating every bit of help that people give me so that I can't get it and I can't move from the position that I'm sitting in. And they can continue to live their life happy and however they want to live it. But I'm not getting help. Thank you. God bless you. Bye.